Closing pukul 3. 2:10, 2:30 tak apa, setengah jam. Solat. Dek, masa TNC datang, masa
Test 1 2. Test 1, tak ada. Test 1, 2 percubaan suara 1. Tak ada. Test 1, 2 percubaan suara 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Ada tu signal. Test. Test 1.
Tak apa, Mek. Tak apa, I boleh je cakap. No, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, the next session will start in about 10 minutes. Lepas tu, everyone is invited to fill up the seats. Tak sampai pun lagi. Tak apalah, I baca kat sini. Tak payah baca terus sebab tu bukan Isarji.
Keluar tak?
Ladies and gentlemen, our next session will start in about 10 minutes. So everyone is invited to fill up the seats by the stage. Thank you.
Kita tinggal kat orang banyak orang
Lima yang dia masuk juga tersirat. Tersirat. Nampak dia dua tapi tersirat sebenarnya tak gol lah. Ada gol lain yang dia punya gol tu lain sikit lah, dalaman. Kalau dia bukan bidaan kan. Keluar tak?
Test percubaan suara 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Okay. Yang mixer ni cordless. Test 1, 2. Percubaan suara 1, 2. Okay. Alright.
Laptop keluar Audio? Audio laptop. Nanti sana naik kan.
Okey, tak apa.
Sebab sini kan korang susah nak kawal kan. Dia sana kawal.
Kapan hari memang boleh lah kuat.
Nak kuat pun tak boleh. Speaker ni dah burn. Semalam meletup. Air atas leaking. Dua amplifier bakar habis.
Maksudnya speaker yang dekat mana?
Atas bilik yang hitam.
Oh.
Dia dalam tu semua ada rack. Jadi dia akan hantar ke speaker atas ni. Sekarang atas ni 4 hujan kan. On semalam berubah macam main bunga api je. Orang tak perasan.
Sebab tak terbakar.
Kat sini jangan ada yang
Apa?
jangan hilangkan aku punya screen.
Boleh switch screen lah. Dia tak nak. Ni lain tu.
Ni laptop sana kan. Nak pakai backdrop mana? Kira pakai awak punya.
Dah.
Saya beri skor. Saya beri kat David. Saya beri staff tak pakat.
I ingatkan ekosistem buat tak? Oh, okey. I see. I nampak ekosistem je. I ingatkan.
Yalah, ekosistem ni dia pun part of it yang sustainable.
Ya, sustainable.
Macam UNIMAP kan dia ban polystyrene. Dia also ban even fine. Kami ada team yang cleaning. Kami ada every area tu ada seorang.
Tak tukar backdrop apa?
Kami selalu ada lah tanam.
Asal korang pakai 4x60 ni? Oh ya. Asal tak pergi 16:9? Dia jadi hitam lah tepi. Dia bagi macam ni lah.
Thanks for coming.
Tapi music, diorang kata music tak?
To listen to you.
Tahu lah, tapi siapa nak bagi view atas?
Dek, okey dek. Dek. Mana MC? Ini. Jom.
Ladies and gentlemen, our last featured speaker for today is Professor Dr. Salleh Abdul Rashid from University Malaysia Perlis. Professor Salleh will be presenting on Education 4.0, reimagining the higher education ecosystem. And with that, I would like to invite Professor Salleh to give his talk. Please be welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Very good evening. Congratulations to all the winners. There is another 5 best of the best. It's not been announced yet. It will be announced during the closing ceremony. So please wait and stay until the end of the session. Right? We have another 5 best of the best that we don't announce yet. We'll be giving up in this rounded stage. Right? Thank you to the MC. That's my name. I'm from University Malaysia Perlis. On the north part, I think all of us know where is Perlis, one of the biggest state in Malaysia. One of the biggest state in Malaysia. Very popular with our harum manis, our mangoes, right? If you're coming to Perlis, please come in May or June. That is during the mango season. Only once a year, right? So I've been given the topic of Education 4.0, reimagining the higher education ecosystem. So there are a few things that I'm going to share with you all, and maybe I need some of your participation. Can you keep your handphone on with your data also on? Some are having a handphone, but you close on your mobile data, so you cannot get through to our activity, right? Next slide, please. Next. I start off with looking at this tree drawing. In the past, even though sometimes optics, images were understandable. You can see by the drawing, it's a man, it's a woman, it's a group, right? But, next slide. Then things started to get harder to recognize. We can still tell what is going on, but it's getting harder to understand what is going on. You can see the man, you can see the woman, you can see the group of abstract drawing, but things getting harder to understand what is actually represented by the drawing, right? Next. Finally, it becomes impossible to see what is going on if one is looking at things in the conventional way. You wonder why I'm showing you all this drawing, right? Anybody want to give a guess? How you relate the drawing with what we are trying to share with you? We need to do some thinking. Okay, next. Passing through the sea of change, I just want to highlight the changing that's happening even during, before we are born. You can see that during the Picasso time, a clear enough future. You can see that by the drawing. But it becomes more complicated and more worse, and at the end, it becomes really true ambiguity. You get the point? Next. When patterns are broken, new world emerge. And to relate it with our themes of conference about humanizing technology. Next, please. So the two key words there is humanizing technologies. Anybody who present during the opening ceremony of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, UIA or IIUM, how he mentioned that we are already addicted to our mobile phone. He even compared mobile phone considered as a toilet. Use only when you want it. Don't always go to the toilet. Anybody go to the toilet always? You know, like you are using a handphone. You keep on using it, it's almost like a addiction. Even Tan Sri are comparing mobile phone with tobacco. Smoking. Smoking is very bad, but nobody tells us it's a bad thing. It's a good thing actually. It goes again the same to mobile phone. You are be telling about mobile phone is good for us. Nobody tells bad about us. So we keep on using it. Right? So our Vice Chancellor are really penetrating the word humanizing. So my presentation should look at what is happening now, what we can to predict the future, and whether we can change the ecosystem of higher education. That's the main idea about it. Next, please. Now, when we talk about technologies, I think you can consider that technology is actually just a tools. Just as a tools. Maybe during the Flintstone days, they are using that to cut off meat or to craft anything. Now we are using maybe a different, we are using a different machine almost to do the same thing. It goes the same with technologies. Right? Next. Now, before we can predict the ecosystem, reimaging the ecosystem, we need to do some scenario planning. Scenario planning. Anybody who do not understand the word of scenario planning, can you just put your phone on and just type scenario planning, please? What do you get? Can you Google the word scenario planning? What's your data plan? 40 ringgit, 20 ringgit? Actually, this is a very good technique in you are doing a prediction planning. All right? To help you, you may come across this word. Next. So actually, scenario planning is a tool for strategic thinking. Among the many tools can be used for strategic planning, scenario planning stands out for its ability to capture the whole range of possibility in rich detail by identifying basic trends and uncertainty. So I will bring you about the trends of today to plan for the future. Right? And by identifying basic trends and uncertainty, a manager or a teacher or educators can construct a series of scenarios that will help to compensate for the unusual errors in decision making, overconfident and channel of vision. This is by MT Salon. In a diagram form, please. You can see on your own, scenario planning. So we are 2010, we have to make a decision point to really reimagine our higher education in the next 10, 20 years. Yeah? Is it okay with that? Next, please. This is a very famous word from John Dewey. If we're going to teach today students, as we taught yesterday, we are going to rob them of the future. It's a very famous quote from John Dewey. We as educators, we are teaching the student as what we have been taught before, meaning we are teaching them yesterday. We're supposed to be giving them the competency of tomorrow. That's why when you do the CQI, when you had the student evaluation form, one of the students say, why is the lecturer born to teach me? Why is this particular professor born to teach me? It's not the same as what I expected. Because the lecturers are teaching something about yesterday, not about tomorrow. Maybe, not in UAE, maybe some other places. All right? Next. I think this is a very buzzword, Industrial 4.0. Right? But the main thing is about, when we think about humanizing technologies, the last word made you to think. Right? Technology are first and foremost tools made by people for people. Made by people for people. They have to take the words. Don't make yourself as a machine. Because machine have a chip, you have a brain. You have a brain. Don't act like a robot. Next. Again, when patterns are broken, new world emerge. Right? Next. This is what is happening now, before we can really predict what is the future. Now we are in the digital age, in the new era of global civilization. Next, please. It's quite difficult, cannot control my own, slide. What should the education and learning system be like in the new era of globalization? What role should university play in order for us to thrive in the 21st century? This is a big question that should be asked before we really plot our canvas of the future of education. Next. I think this is also a buzzword. When you say about global and virtual, it's a sense of space, anyone, anywhere, anytime. I think all my future speakers already talk about it. Sense of place, someone, somewhere, and sometime. It's not really unrecognized word that you cannot see there. Next. And also from solid phase locality to liquid phase globality. This is what's happening now, before we really can predict the future. Next. From a separate world to a connected world. Next. And so on, and so on. From a social system to a social technical system, we call it. Right? Next. And next, you want to have a look at it. Okay? Next, please. I think everybody can read. I think the word renewal, IUCEL, recycle, the buzzword should be refusal. You refuse first before you renew. Right? Next. And next. And give me the summary, please. Okay, this is the major shift actually. The 9 major shift from yesterday to today. We are moving from sense of place to sense of space. We are moving from solid phase locality to liquid phase and so on. Anybody cannot read? Anybody cannot read? I think you all can read. Okay, next. This is what the data said in January 2017 about our internet penetration in Southeast Asia. Where is Malaysia? 71%. We are doing very well. Compared to Indonesia, 51%, Philippines, 58%, Myanmar, 26%, Thailand, we are number 3, I think, after Brunei. Brunei, 86, because they're a small state. Singapore, 82, Malaysia, 71. Okay, next. This is the snapshot of the country key digital statistic indicators. This is today. People are going to predict the higher education for tomorrow. Right? We have 30.96 million total population. Maybe 2018, another 1 or 2 million. Right? Internet user, we have 71%. Active social media user, we have 71%. Mobile subscription, we have 139% versus the population. And the penetration for mobile social user is 65%. Next data is the ASEAN average internet speed. Where do Malaysia stand? Highest Japan, highest Singapore, 61%. Then come Japan, then come US, China, Thailand. Malaysia is 5.5. Not bad. Our dog, is it? It's a dog? Is it a dog? The top one should be, I think it'll be a panther or leopard, I think. You know? Even in my university, students are complaining, the speed are too slow. You want to be a horse, but you provide us with a snail. You want a highway, but you refuse to pay a toll. That's why you got the snail. Right? You got the snail. You can see that the data is today, right? Before you can predict for the future. Next. Actually, it's nothing changed. We are doing the same thing. Be grateful you live in the age of progress. We are doing the same thing actually. Okay. I think nice cartoon, nice caricature. It's showing us that nothing much changed. We are using the same tools, different kind. Okay, next. Now we are talking about the ideas and role of higher education for 21st century. Education 4.0. Can you again Googling by typing the word education 4.0? Can you do it now? Boleh tak? Can you type education 2.0? Googling. Can? You have a handphone? What happened to your handphone? No more data. Oh, okay. Can you type Googling education 4.0? Let's retry together. Okay? Go down. Teach talk. Ada teach talk tak? Sama. Down. Okay, that one. Click that one. Education 4.0. Okay. Education 4.0, actually the future of learning will be dramatically different in school and throughout life. There is 9 major trendings happening in 4.0. Can you scroll down, please? Further down. You can read on your own. These are the drivers. Further down. Further down. Forget about the picture. Next one. Some more. Scroll down. Okay, stop. Among the many discussion, innovation and general shift in the world of learning, from school children to business executive, there are 9 trends that stand out. So we are talking about education 4.0, the 9 trends that stand out. The top one. Can you show just the picture, please? Scroll up. Okay. So the first one is what? Diverse time and place. Scroll down, please. The first point is, the trending is diverse time and place. Meaning that the students say now, they're not preferring to go to the lectures. Sometimes they say, what you are saying is wrong. Even the professor said, Professor, you're not quoting the right words from the original writers. And can I just register for your course and I stay at the dome or at my house, I learn on my own. I will sit for your exam, you give me the credit if I pass. Can you do that? Can you do that? You know, some of the lecture, you give me my notes, you give me your notes, I can read your notes. I don't need to come to your lectures. I need a diverse time and place. And you can see that more trendings coming down. But the main one is the 9 trends that stand out. Please have a read at that article. It's what is happening now. Back to the slide, please. What happened? Next slide. Okay. This is what we say as education 4.0. You can see the difference from 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 to the 4.0. For example, when we talk about curriculum, we are not talking about single disciplinary, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, we are talking about transdisciplinary. Okay? You are talking about technology, I think is a buzzword, Internet of Things. You are talking about school, we are not talking about brick and mortar, we are talking about the ecosystem as a whole. Right? I think this is a good conclusion of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 differences between 1.0 to 4.0. Right? Next. I think this is personalized learning. You already go through it. Can you go? Next. Next. I think this one also nothing much different. Right? Next. Next. Okay. So, from what is happening today, can we really predict the future? From the scenario planning just now. Right? So, there are a few questions to be asked to ourselves. Given the new global landscape, what will be likely the vision of our institution? Given our vision, what will be the likely strategic platform for creating values of our institution? And the other question is, give our future strategic trust, what capability values will be necessary? Humanizing. Next. Again, when patterns are broken, new things emerge. 3 times already. Next. I think this is also a buzzword. Not to talk about 4.0, I think the future speakers, the previous speaker already talked about it. Next. Let's play. Now, when we are talking about education, usually we are trying to assimilate or accommodate. But we also have to anticipate. When we are planning for the future, we need to anticipate. So why is there a need to anticipate what is happening now before we can really predict the future? There is a few examples, right? Next. I just want to highlight the numbers of universities in the world. You can see that in 2016, there is 26,355 universities in the world. 2015, 23,000. 2012, 20,000. Meaning, almost 2 or 3 years, there is another 3,000 universities emerge in the world. Now it's 2018. I think it should be about 28,000 universities in the world. There is so many universities in the world. If we have to competition to compete to get a student or to offer our program, we have to really accelerate and change. That's the main idea. Next. This is a higher education for the 21st century. I just want to highlight you about a few things. We are having a new set of student population for recruitment. Now the middle class are going out in Asian and Asia. Right? Next. The changing landscape of higher education. You can read this. Next. This is by research. We are doing research with the student. We are asking them what they want from higher education. These are the few things that are coming out. One, value for money. Only minority of students feel they receive good value for money, which correlate with teaching quality and class size variables. Even we highlight that clear priority placed on maintaining learning facilities. I don't know how about the learning facilities in IIUM. Okay, that's a research found by Jonathan Nims and Nick Hillman in 2016. Next. Now, technology plays a growing role in higher education. Attracting, retaining, and engaging the students require the higher education to stay technically up to date. The word is technically up to date. How do you judge that? Depend on your definition of IT. Right? Next. This is another point, what is happening now. Next. Next. Okay, this is some of the respective changes and impact of future of education. Just to tell you that 60% of the students in Standard 1 now will landed a job in next 20 years that does not exist today. I repeat, 60% of the students who are Standard 1 now in the primary school will landed a job in 20 years' time. The job is don't exist today. So you are doing some program now at IUM or at university. Maybe the last 20 years the program didn't even exist during you at the primary school. Right? So some, I think you can see that. Next. Next. This is some of the programs that have been offering at the university that be suitable for the future. The blue color impacts already felt 2015 to 2017, 2018, 2021 and 2025 will be the next program, should be the most popular program. They want us to focus on AI, robotic, big data, nanotechnology, quantum computing, drones, AR and Internet of Things. That should be one of the about some of the programs that there you see the first word, 65% of children entering primary school today will ultimately end up working completely new job types that don't exist today. So you can imagine that for your children, maybe when you get married for your children. Okay, next. This is what the Malaysian Gen Z talking about, saying about our education system, about what is happening now. The last point on the right-hand side, Malaysian Generation Z is thirsty with online content, especially video contents. They are just content followers. They are not co-creators of knowledge. And that is very alarming, right? You can see that. Next. Again, new patterns coming up, new world emerge. Okay. Next. So I think by looking at what is happening today, we have to change. Staying relevant calls for redefining and realigning our offerings to the new needs of the 21st century. So are you getting the best programs now in your university for you to stay alone? Right? Have to think about that. Next. Anyhow, when you're going to make any changes, make sure you don't change so fast, you don't change so slow. When you're on the treadmill, If the machine is going on, you cannot run too fast, you go backwards, you run too slow, or you go frontwards. So you have to change dynamically. That is the analogy. Next. This is the statistics of our education. We have 20 public university, about 500 private university. That is statistic. That is the number of students, right? So you can see how many students are coming out every year, almost 120,000 with a degree. Right, next. I think our Malaysian education blueprint, nothing unfamiliar with you. Right, next. Our education has not changed. This is a few things that we have to take care, especially on the value and ethics. Right, next. This is what is happening until the last year. Anybody of you in the higher education, you can see what is happening. They have some jukebox, they have some gap year, TVET, traditional research. This is what is happening. The changes is happening last year with our Ministry of Higher Education. Right? Next. Let's play some game. Can you predict yourself by the next 10 years what is going to happen in future technologies? Okay? Can you give me the answer by key in this word? Wait. I want you to give me your answers afterward. What can you predict the next 10 years? What is going to happen about future technologies? Before you give your answer, let me show you one video. This is happening now at cinema. Please. Before you predict the future, watch this movie.
Someone there? I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm gonna get this out, all right? Wow. The hell are you?
Introducing IUCEL, the latest in military protection, featuring facial recognition, onboard weapon systems, and owner pairing capabilities.
It's paired now. The key gives him control of the entire project. You wanna play? All right, let's go. I want to show you something. Hello.
You can talk to it?
Yeah. Stay. You a good boy. You just obey everything I say. Flip it.
Somebody spent a lot of money on him. They gotta be looking for him.
I don't think his owner deserves to get him back.
I need to know what it's doing.
It's evolving way beyond expectation.
It's my dog.
I want it back.
Launch the drones.
Come on, he needs our help.
What you should do is turn it in.
It's not finders keepers.
You gotta stay down, all right?
It's a robot.
An intelligent robot. He feels things.
Sending you the new location. Move in for retrieval.
We're in this together.
Actually, it's already there in the cinema. You can have, anybody have watched the movie? Anybody have watched the movie? Or you are not really a scenario planning? Okay, I want your answer, please. Can you come into these apps? We call it Mentimeter. And please key in the where is the Mentimeter? That. Can you predict technologies in the next 10 years by going into Mentimeters and use the code of 399651? I need your answers. Can you predict what is going to happen to technology in the next 10 years? Anybody have a handphone? I'm still waiting for the answer. Still no answer? Are you IT literate? Still no answer? Are you using Samsung or Nokia? You say about bionic, one word coming up. Any more words? Use a simple word, the keywords. Use simple keywords. Only one person managed to come in? Cybernetics? Okay. 5 minutes. Okay, I'll finish now. Okay. Still, I'm waiting. AI coming in. Remember, 2030. AI is already now. Predict something in the future. Think beyond. Flying car. Should be a man or should be a boy. Some more? Or more equal answers? Love? Who type love? Some more? Technology? Human. Human technology is the buzzword now. Some more? Anybody? Virtual learning? I will send this to the Ministry of Higher Education. It's your response. You're talking about human technology, okay? Cyber robotic. Paperless. I think now it's already paperless. I want you to pick more of the future. VR. Some more? I think the biggest word is human technology. That is the most answers coming in. Robot. I think a lot of robots now. Miza. I think Malaysian not good enough in scenario planning. I already give you what is happening now. I want to know what is going to happen 2030. You're almost giving me the same thing. What is happening now? I don't want now. I want next 10 years. Anybody? I just show you one movie. What is that? What is that? What is that? You have a pet with a digital mind. A pet with digital mind. I'm really fed up of you. I want to get rid of you. I will just ask my robot to go and kill you. I got a robot with a license to kill. That is future. Future. You may have a lover of a robot. So LGBT have to add another one, R. LGBTR. LGBTR. Okay? Let's see whether anybody of you have the right answers. Next slide, please. Thank you. Thank you. Can you just Google the keyword of this and you come into this main page, landing page. Next slide, please. Can you use Google 10 mind-blowing futuristic technology and you landed into this page. Please do the same thing. Google and get this page. Okay, let's see. Okay, now down, going down. 109. Some more. 109. Wait. Where is 109? Further up. Where is 109? Mind-blowing technologies. That one, the first one. Wait, don't click first. Let them also get the same thing. Okay. You get the one? Get it? Asyik pakai WhatsApp, je call dia sekali-sekali, search for knowledge. Search for knowledge. Okay, we read the articles. Okay, 10 mind-blowing futuristic technology that will appear just in the next 10 years. It's a prediction. Number 1, go further up until you see number 1. Artificially intelligent personal assistant. Can you predict that? Anybody predict that? Number 2. Computers are everywhere but unseen. In your cars, how many computers is there? Unseen. At your home, how many computers are there? Unseen. In your room, how many computers are there? Unseen. By the next 2030, you cannot go anywhere. Anything online is evident. Anything online is recorded. So tak payahlah curi handphone orang, tak payahlah curi, tak payah apa. Easily you been traced. Next. Number 3. Virtual animals with digital minds. The movie just now prove it. Next one. This is very frightening. This one is okay. Next one. Number 5. This one. An interplanetary internet. Someone going to stay in Mars. We have to connect with them by internet. Anybody predict that? Ada orang akan tinggal di planet Mars. Kita dah ada internet dengan a different planet. Do you believe that? It's prediction. Number 6. The first true anti-aging intervention. This is good for our Prime Minister. This is good for our Prime Minister. Okay, this is good for our Prime Minister. Okay, number 7 is good for women. Autonomous robot with license to kill is already there in the Terminator. Now it will be more obvious. Then we need to change the law. So the kuliah of law in UIA have to change. Yeah, you have to change. Can you really, Okay, next. Okay, you can read on your own. Right, you can read on your own. Okay, back to the slide. Okay, you read on your own. It's frightening. It's frightening. Okay. Okay, you read on your own. Next. These are some of the prediction in 2018, 2020. Next. Now, by looking at what is going to happen in the next 10 years, what is happening now is how our education still relevant. Many industries right now are looking for employees without a degree. They just want your skill, your competency. They don't ask for your degree. Actually, when you go for an interview, are they looking for your certificate? Are they looking for your hidden values? So that a lot of organizations now are taking in employees, giving a better pay even to some of the interviewer without a degree. So my question is, are your degree really needed for you to land a good opportunity for a job? You can read that. It's really alarming. So for looking at that, the next question is our higher education still relevant? Do you need to go to the university? Even you can Google now, there is a school in the cloud. There is a school in the cloud. Primary school in the cloud. Meaning, my children doesn't have to go to the school. Only learning from the cloud, from standard 1 to standard 6. School in the cloud. You can type school in the cloud. You can find one. School in the cloud. I don't want to disturb my, the one who helped me with this. Back to Google and back to that. You can type on your own. Okay, next. Looking at what is happening now, are we changing? The last 10 years, we are having the same setting of classroom. Are we changing? Are we still relevant? Next. Higher education has not changed. If we teach a fish how to climb the trees, I think you come to this article. You can read it. Or, next. Are you doing a fair assessment? For a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. Is it fair? Because we are being created differently. Some of us learn by just looking. Some of us learn by doing. Some of us learn by reading. Some of us, so we have different kind of person coming into the classroom, to the lecture theatre. But yet we are delivering almost the same thing. We don't change our delivery and assessment. So are we think so we are still relevant? Next. Education has been abusive. We have created zombies. The student does what expected only. Well, because we are embarking into outcome-based education. We are talking about the outcome, not the process. So we are creating zombies. I think some of you are zombies here, I think. Next. So we need to redefine higher education to stay relevant, to be referred, to be respected. You need the 3R. If you are offering a good program, you are offering a good future education, you've been referred, you've been respected, you've been relevant. Next. Next. And this is by cost swap. The word thing is about inequalities. Okay? Next. So I can conclude that education in Malaysia has consistently failed to respond appropriately to humanizing technology. You agree with me? There's a question mark there. That this failure has contributed to the problem associated with the place and perception of technology in education Malaysia. Another question. Next. There has also been a failure within education to take technology seriously. Technology evolved from our tool culture, and the culture of tool has been the constant evolutionary companion of humankind and driven by the imagination of humankind. Next. Again this one, and next. I think it's time we stop living in the past and start building our future. Right, next. I will conclude with giving you a framework that will work in today for the future education. We need to redefine our education. Next. 5 capabilities of thriving in the 21st century. I'm suggesting 5. 1. Conducting a strategic interdependence in a connected world. Managing predictable, unpredictable supplies in a sensitive world, and so on. And the main thing is Together with the voice of the Vice Chancellor, I propose a framework. Next. But the way forward, when talking about future education, we need to really take care of these 4 components. That is the mind, the heart, the soul, and the body. What is it all about? Next slide. When we're talking about the mind, how we understand and apply our knowledge. We are talking about the heart, how we process and integrate our thoughts and feelings and relate to ourselves and to one another. When talking about the soul, how we use a sense of individual and share purpose, trust, and virtues to effect change and act towards the common good. And the last one is the physical part. Right? Next. And next. Last but not least, next, I want to show you, this is also a personalized learning, how you can do a framework. Right? And last but not least, I want to show you a video by Jack Ma. Next. Please enjoy the videos.
You know, I've been trying to enter a university for many times and I failed 3 times. I never thought in my dream to become a PhD and of honor. But I did work very hard. I just failed examinations again.
This is already the last one.
And my story tells that those people work very hard, but failed again and again. Don't give up. Someday, a great university like Hong Kong University is waiting for you. A real entrepreneur not only know how to make money, but how to spend money. And we do not live for money. We do not work for money. When you have 1 million, that is your money. When you have 10 million, maybe the problem comes. When you have $100 million, I think that is not your money. That's the trust the society give it to you. That they believe you can spend the money better. You can use the money better. A real business people make the money by solving the social problems for the others. Among all the challenges, I think the most
it's about education.
Is about education. Even if today the best university of the world will face the same challenges, because everything we teach our kids.
Yes, we are teaching them tomorrow.
200 years,
supposed to be not yesterday.
Taught them, the machine will do better. So we have to think about what is the best way, what are the contents to teach our kids in the future. We have to teach the kids that win the machines. Machine will never be able to win the man. This is my belief, because machine only have the chips, human have the heart. So I think we have to change from now on the education system. In the future, it's not about the competition of knowledge. It's the competition of creativity. It's a competition of imagination. It's a competition of learning. It's a competition of independent thinking. If you think like a machine, the problem will come.
Yes.
In the past 20 years, we make people like a machine.
Zombie.
In the next 20 years, machine will look like a people. So in the future, it's not knowledge-driven, it's the wisdom-driven. It's the experience-driven. So in the past, it's the knowledge-driven, and it's the manufacturing-driven, and in the future, it's the creativity-driven. So this is what we think the world should be focusing on.
Right. By that video, I'll thank you all for listening. See you in some other stage. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
So ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin our closing ceremony. So please take your seats. We are going to...
Thank you, Professor Salleh, for the compelling and fruitful talk. We surely have gained a lot from this sharing session. Thank you. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Faiza Idris to present Professor Dr. Salleh Abdul Rashid with a token of appreciation. With that, thank you.
still empty seats that are over here. Please fill up the seats because we are going to begin in a bit.
Nah, ambil balik.
Dah, kita nak start.
So tadi Syukri yang bagi tahu. Syukri satu main kat sana. Belum Ash nak
Announcing the arrival of the Professor Dr. Isarji Haji Sarudin, Deputy Rector, Academic and Industrial Linkages and Chairman of IUCEL. Boleh. Boleh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Professor Dr. Isarji Haji Sarudin, Deputy Rector, Academic and Industrial Linkages and Chairman of IUCEL 2018, Dr. Muhammad Shukri Nordin, Director, Center for Teaching and Learning IIUM and Deputy Chairman IUCEL 2018, Honorable Professor Dr. Ansari Ahmed, President and CEO of Asia E-University, Associate Professor Dr. Said Najmuddin Said Hassan, Pengarah Malaysia Center for E-Learning, IIUM University Management Committee, distinguished keynote speakers, representatives of education institutions and carnival partners, deans and directors of IIUM, participants, members of the media, and ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very good afternoon. On behalf of the organizing committee, we would like to welcome all honored guests and participants to the closing and award presentation ceremony for the International University E-Carnival 2018. Alhamdulillah, we have finally reached the final day of the event. And for your information, ladies and gentlemen, we had more than 400 entries to the carnival this year, local and international participants alike. We have also witnessed the hard work of exhibitors and presenters as well as all the judges in action. Today, the effort and all the hard work will be rewarded as the organizing committee has identified winners from all different categories. I am certain that you are excited to know the winners of the different categories. But hold on. To start off our event today, I would like to call upon our very own talent from Nafas Tari. They will perform Joget Kasih Tak Sudah. Please welcome Nafas Tari. Thank you, Nafas Tari. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon Dr. Muhammad Shukri Nordin, Deputy Chairman of IUCEL 2018, to deliver his remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Professor Dr. Isarji Haji Sarudin, Deputy Rector Academic and Industrial Linkages, and also Chairman of IUCEL 2018. Honorable Professor Dr. Ansari Ahmad, President and CEO of Asia E-University, Associate Professor Syed Najbuddin Syed Hassan, Director, Malaysian Centre for E-Learning, IIUM University Management Committee, distinguished keynote speakers, representatives of education institution and carnival partners, deans and directors of IIUM, participants, members of the media, and ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon. Okay. I would like to thank everyone for being here for the closing ceremony, for being here for the whole 2 days of the carnival. I'm not prepared for a speech. Okay, all right. Last year I was just a participant and one of the judges for IUCEL 2017. This year it's all on me. Okay, as the host of IUCEL 2018, and it's an honor to see everyone here, and it's bigger than last year. Last year was just IDEL. This year we have more than IDEL. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, I do not want to prolong my remarks. I would like now to invite my Honorable Professor Dr. Isarji Haji Sarudin for his closing speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Shukri. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I now have the distinct pleasure to respectfully invite Professor Dr. Isarji Haji Sarudin, Deputy Rector, Academic and Industrial Linkages, and Chairman of IUCEL 2018, to deliver his address.
Thank you, Dr. Faiza. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praise and thanks be to Allah. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family and his companions. Yang berbahagia Dr. Muhammad Shukri Nordin, Director of Center for Teaching and Learning, and also Deputy Chairman of IUCEL 2018. Yang berbahagia Professor Dato Dr. Ansari Ahmad, President and CEO of Asia E-University. Yang berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Said Najamuddin Said Hassan, the Director of Malaysia Center for E-Learning. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It gives me great pleasure to extend to all of you a warm welcome and best wishes on behalf of the Rector of the International Islamic University of Malaysia, Tan Sri Professor Zulkifli Abdul Razak. He is unable to be here with us due to prior engagement. The InterVarsity Carnival for E-Learning, or IUCEL 2018, is a conference and convention that has gathered more than 400 academics, researchers, practitioners, professional teachers, and students to address the innovation, the invention, and the design of e-learning technology within the human world. Thus, the theme, Humanizing Technologies. IUCEL 2018 is a platform for a number of events and activities that revolves around e-learning and is aimed for learners, scholars, educators, practitioners, researchers, innovators, and related industries. The events and activities include conference, research exhibitions, competitions, industrial showcase, and workshops. Thus, we have ILTAC, International Learning and Teaching and Technology Conference. We have IDEL, Invention, Innovation, and Design on E-Learning for academics and students of higher learning institutions to showcase their product. And we have T-Innovate, the Teachers Innovation Carnival, which is a platform for Malaysian primary and secondary school teachers to showcase their innovations in teaching and learning. And finally, the PetroScience IIUM International STEM Teachers Conference. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Prof. Salleh just now spent about 1 hour and 10 minutes here for his keynote. So I wouldn't spend more than 2 hours, don't worry. Organizing an event such as this requires the assistance of a large number of people. I would like to express my deepest appreciation to the Ministry of Education, to MEPTA, and definitely to myself for their excellent support and assistance towards this collaborative event. I would like also to extend my utmost gratitude to all committee members, in particular, chairpersons of committees, for their extremely excellent effort and hard work, for without them, our IUCEL 2018 would have not been possible. All of you are always willing to go above and beyond in making events such as this a memorable one. In particular, allow me to spend a few minutes to thank these people. Associate Professor Dr. Nasarimah Salleh, who is the Secretary number 1. Where is she? Assistant Professor Dr. Adrina Haji Arifin, the Secretary number 2. Our Treasurer, Associate Professor Dr. Gairuz Azmi, who is still in Makkah right now, on the way home, hopefully, from Hajj. Head Committee for Event and Management, Dr. Ainul Jaria Maidin. Head Committee for Promotion and Publicity, Assistant Professor Dr. Sulaiman Hashim. Head Committee for Invitation and Registration, Assistant Professor Dr. Khalijah Qasim. For Souvenir and Certificate, Assistant Professor Dr. Ainul Azmin Haji Mazamin. For Logistic and Technical, Mr. Fazrul Aswad Abdullah. For Judging and Awards, Assistant Professor Dr. Lihana Borhan. For Accommodation, Madam Siti Suraya Abdul Rahman. For Refreshment, Madam Haliza. For Transportation, Mr. Nick Haziman. For Safety, Dato' R. Shafi Muhammad. For Security and Traffic, Mr. Abdul Wahab. For Sponsorship and Industrial Network, Assistant Professor Dr. Noor Baiduri. For Protocol and Reception, Brother Abdul Latif. For Media and Photographer, Mr. Roslan Rusli. For Audio Visual, Mr. Shamsul Bahrain. For Program Book, Madam Wan Narmi. For Infrastructure, Mr. Ahmad Naim. For Performance and Music Arrangement, Dr. Mahadi. For Special Tasks, Madam Arnartika. For ILTAC Head Committee, Assistant Professor Dr. Faiza. For IDEL Head Committee, Assistant Professor Dr. Muhammad Sabri. And for T-Novid Head Committee, Assistant Professor Dr. Rosmaliza. Did I leave out anybody else? No. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have one more person. Assistant Professor Dr. Shukri Nordin, Deputy Chairperson of IUCEL 2018. Let's give them a big round of applause. In the end, I would like also to extend special thanks to all of you for joining us and making this occasion a huge success. We certainly applaud your contributions and your value, and we value your support. Your support means the world to us, and we are grateful that you could share in this journey. Distinguished guests, fellow colleagues and friends, Dr. Shukri suka berseloroh apabila berjumpa Cikgu Murni. Sejuta tahniah dan tepuk tangan gemuruh kepada semua peserta dan pemenang IUCEL 2018 tahun ini. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Isarji. And I would now like to invite Dr. Shukri Nordin on stage to join Prof. Dr. Isarji for the award presentation. So this is the time that we have all waiting for. So I'm going to, there are about 15 categories, yeah? So, ready? Ready? Category, individual. Best Trendsetter Award goes to Teaching Without Classroom, Humanizing Technologies Through Edutainment and Interactive Teaching Video in Management Ethics and Corporate Governance course from UPSI, Dr. Noor Asia Katmon and friends. Congratulations. Next, individual Best E-Learning Facilitator Award goes to Shifting, Framing and Humanizing Learning Approach for Hubungan Ethnic Participatory Online Course, Surit Anak Bayan Taylor's University. Congratulations. Next category, University or Higher Education Best E-Learning Management System Award goes to Student-Powered E-Collaboration Transforming UM Spectrum E-Learning, Empowering Student Learning and Lecturer Teaching, UM, Farah Dina Yusuf and Friends. Congratulations. Next category, school. Type, Primary School E-Learning Awards goes to Website Project Oriented Learning, Gopal Mahalingam and Nur Azrina Abu Sama, Sultan Ibrahim Chancery Building, UTM. Congratulations. The next school award, Secondary School E-Learning Awards, goes to Engaging Secondary School Students in Learning Arabic Language Through Flipped Classroom Using Creative MOOC Design, Abdul Rahman Ibrahim Sulaiman from USIM. Congratulations. Next award, Outstanding E-Learning Product Project Award, goes to MedLead for Social Change Delphi MOOC, Associate Professor Dr. Surya Baba from UMK. Congratulations. Outstanding E-Learning Mobile Apps Award goes to ED1 Ingenious Mobile Interactive Arabic Language Education Tool, Professor Dr. Rahma binti Ahmad Osman from IIUM. For the massive open online course MOOC Award, the winner is UMT MOOC Sea Turtle Biology and Conservation, UMT. Congratulations. Our next award, Outstanding Open Educational Resources OER Award, goes to Teaching without classroom, humanizing technologies through edutainment and interactive teaching video in management ethics and corporate governance course. UPSI, Dr. Noor Azia Kadmon. Congratulations once again. For IUCEL 2018, we have identified 5 new categories of winners. The first one, Best Newcomer Award, goes to MSU. Second new award, Best Innovation, goes to SK Kubu Malacca. The third new award, Best Contribution to the Society for Science and Innovation, goes to Petroscience. For your information, Petroscience is also our industrial partner. Fourth new category, special recognition for most number of participations from a university, goes to UPM. Congratulations. And the final new winner, new category, Best Interactive Booth, goes to Open Learning. Congratulations. And our final and grandest award, Higher Education E-Learning Maestro Award, goes to Honorable Professor Dato Dr. Ansari Ahmad, President and CEO of Asia E-University. Congratulations to all winners. Thank you, Prof. Dr. Isarji and Prof. Dr. Shukri. And now we are going to witness the IUCEL 2018 closing montage. So we are going to see you again next year, inshallah, in UNIMAS. An announcement for all T-Novate gold and silver medalists. PetroScience has sponsored a special prizes for you. You may collect your medal, certificate, and prize at the PetroScience booth. I would like to call upon Tuan Haji Sharul. Who is going to give? Bear with us just a second. This is normal in a ceremony or event. Okay, I would like to invite Prof. Dr. Isarji on stage again to hand over the baton to Tuan Syahrul Nizam Junaini, Timbalan Dekan Teknologi Pembelajaran Pusat Pembelajaran Gunaan dan Multimedia University Malaysia Sarawak. See you in UNIMAS. Thank you, gentlemen. Finally, I would like to call upon Ustaz Ramadan Subki for the dua recitation.
Al-Fatiha. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا وعن والدينا وعن جميع المسلمين والمسلمات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. O Allah, the generous, the gracious, grant all goodness to Muslims and all blessings to the faithful and all mercies to mankind. O Allah, guide this ummah to do the best. Bless this ummah to be loving and compassionate. Help this ummah to spread good and peace to all mankind. O Allah, remove all conflict and hatred that is happening. Grant peace and restore human dignity in this world. Save this earth from destruction due to human ignorance. Grant our country and the entire world with safety, peace, calmness, tranquility, progress and development. O Allah, may this day of ours be better than yesterday. May our tomorrow be better than today. Please grant us positive outcomes in all our endeavors. Save us from disappointment both in this world and hereafter. اللهم ادفع عنا البلاء والوباء والفحشاء والمحن ما ظهر منها وما بطن عن بلدنا هذا خاصة وعن سائر بلاد المسلمين عامة. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. تقبل الله منكم.
Thank you, Ustaz. Ladies and gentlemen, that marks the end of our two-day event. On behalf of the committee, I would like to thank all of you for being here today, yesterday and today, and we hope to see you again soon, inshallah. With that, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.